Hi, everyone. I'm Henry DeVries, and this is Agency Rainmaker TV. This is the show where we help agency owners, marketing, digital marketing, advertising, PR, we help them make it rain. That means finding more right fit clients. And we have an author with us today, an author published by Indie Books International, and her name is Dr. Ann Bowers-Evangelista. Ann, how are you today?
I am doing great, Henry. How are you?
Super good now that I'm talking to you.
Oh,
Let's start with the question, who do you serve?
I serve C-suite leaders and executives who want to maximize productivity, reduce burnout, and minimize unwanted turnover.
I thought you'd be a good guest to have on for agency owners who are business owners who definitely are leaders and struggle with many of the things that you talk about. So, when you consult or train, what do you do to help people?
I help leaders in organizations minimize the distractions that they face through daily stressors. As we know right now, there is a lot of stress out there. And what I help people do is really engage in the right mindset, the right discipline and fortitude, develop the right habits to give them some discipline and strength, and use the right systems of support to help them through adversities so that they can keep their energy, their focus, their productivity high, irrespective of what's going on. And that is really the model that I leverage in the book, The Endurance Leader.
If you could talk about your your brand, and that's a combination of being a psychologist, excuse me, psychologist and an endurance athlete. Um, please tell us about that.
Yeah, thanks for asking about that. It is an unusual brand. And what I'd say is, what's unusual about it? There's lots of people with advanced degrees who do crazy things like endurance sports. But what is unique is that in this space, talking about how leaders can perform at their best, it's often endurance athletes who are kind of just talking about their experience and trying to find a way to apply it into the world of leadership without really having the context. And for me, as someone who is both a leadership consultant and expert and has been in a leadership role myself, I'm really coming at it from the business psychologist, the leadership experience um, expert, and from the endurance athlete perspective to really help people understand how can you build leadership that's going to last for the long term. I think another differentiating factor is that most of the authors that are in this space are not women. So I am very proud to be a female psychologist, endurance athlete, and leadership consultant in this space. And I think that that adds a lot of interest for my audiences.
Well, being an agency owner is a marathon. And I thought it would be good to have you on to cross-pollinate ideas with professionals who are in marketing. So the question is, how do you market? How do you make it rain? How do you find right fit prospects for your work?
Yes, what a great question. And if you've ever met a psychologist and ask them about marketing, they will look at you like you have six heads typically. So we are not people who are trained to know how to do this. So marketing, what I've learned is that marketing is a muscle and it has to be built. And just like any athlete, it takes time and it takes focus. And the way that I have been able to make it rain through the book has been finding opportunities to speak. Some of those have been through our work together, through opportunities to speak to audiences where people are really engaged around the notion of how can we create stronger and longer term leadership in our organization. So speaking has been a big part of it. I just did a speaking engagement on Saturday and had lots of interest after that. I also learned that a book is an opportunity to be an expert. So being able to engage with current clients, with prospects around the topic of the book has really been an important way for me to make it rain through the expertise and through referrals, as well as being a guest on podcasts, speaking engagements, and other places where I can get in public and really shout from the rooftops the importance of an endurance approach to leadership. That's made a huge difference in my business.
Let's give them the exact title of that book.
The book is called The Endurance Leadership Longevity in a Fast-Paced World.
Well, that's interesting because as I interview different agency owners, a lot of them are getting tired. They're hitting the wall, as they say in marathon running. And I thought your book had some very practical advice and interesting takes on all that. Before we go, is there anything else you'd want to add today, Ann?
Well, I will just tell people that the book is available in paperback and in Kindle on Amazon and all your favorite booksellers, and is coming out in Audible version any day now. And I'm very thrilled to be part of the Indie Books team.
Well, thank you. We like you too. Now, will you be speaking for us at the Health Authority Forum in September at UC San Diego?
With bells on, I will be there.
Well, that's a note for an agency owner. If you specialize in healthcare, health tech, practice management, anything in that world, then you might want to note on your calendar September 18, 19, 20, 2025. We're getting health marketing and advice authorities, people who are authorities on the business of health, to come together at UC San Diego, one of the top 10 medical schools in the country. So thank you, Ann, and thanks to everybody who is a viewer today. And until next time, make it rain.